Hello and welcome to Die Rollin. I'm the ever excitable Adam, and before I begin this mini kind of review of just this handsome, charismatic stallion here, telling you all about a game, we're going to go to the how to play video so you get a general idea of how this game plays. JW Studio Maker, become a movie mogul. So this is how you play JW Studio Maker, become a movie mogul. Let's start with the setup. We shuffle the deck and deal each player 5 cards, money side up, which forms their initial bankroll. We set the remaining deck in the centre of the table, money side up, as the draw pile. Your goal: will you become the most successful movie producer? Collect talent cards, which consist of cast, directors and writers, to create and upgrade movies that earn you movie star points. You might focus on building one mega movie or several smaller movies, but fake cards along the way may determine who becomes the movie mogul. Phase 1, investment. The active player pays 1 million from their bankroll, money side up, into the investment pile. If you do not have funds available to pay into the investment pile, you may choose to sell a talent card and continue your turn, or go directly to the end of your turn. So put 1 million into the investment fund. Phase 2, draw. Reveal cards from the draw pile so everyone can see. Continue and turn cards over until you reach the card limit and must stop. 6 cards for 3 players. You may choose to stop any time before reaching the card limit and decide to take one of the revealed talent cards. And you can also reveal a second production delay card, which immediately ends your turn. So in our first turn, we're going to be drawing 6 cards. So we've got a director. We have production delay. Now, if another production delay comes out, that's the end of our go. Oh, so it's the end of our go. So player 1, unfortunately, doesn't get anything. So that goes into the discard pile there. Player 2's turn. They put 1 million into the investment fund. And then they're going to draw 6 cards. Oh, again, this is not going very well for these guys. But the investments is turning out pretty well. So our third player puts in some money. And he's going to stop there. So we go to draw one of these cards, and he's going to take a director. We now go to the auction phase. Each remaining talent card revealed during the draw phase may be auctioned to other players. The player to the left of the auctioneer may start the bidding by announcing which talent card they are bidding on along with the price offered. Subsequent players may choose to bid on that talent card by increasing the price. The active player is the auctioneer and cannot participate in bidding or acquiring talent cards from auctions. The successful bidder must be able to pay the auctioneer from their bankroll and pay any upgrade costs associated with the card. Each non-auctioneer player can only acquire 1 talent card per auction phase. Once a player has acquired a card, they may not bid on any other cards during this auction phase. So there's only 1 available. So we're going to put 1 million there. They're going to match our 1 million. We're going to go for 2 million. Too rich for our blood. So this 2 million goes over to this guy. And we've just hired ourselves a writer. And then goes the end of turn. And all of these cards get discarded. All movies fall into one of 3 phases of production. Pre-production. This is the talent acquisition phase. There are no minimum or maximum limits of how many talent cards you have. Production. Anytime after a player has gathered one of each basic talent card, a writer, a director, and a cast, they must declare a movie has begun production. These movies are unfinished. Only in this phase can a talent card be upgraded to a hit, then blockbuster. Talent cards may be moved in and out of this phase and the pre-production phase by the player as long as there is 1 of each talent card to maintain the phase requirement. So for instance, we can upgrade our cast member to a hit cast member at this point by paying 1 million into the investment fund. The writer we can upgrade to a hit writer and a blockbuster writer. The final phase of movie production is post-production. The player declares at any time when a movie is completed. This is represented by stacking the talent cards directly on top of each other. Like so. Strike cards have no effect to movies in this phase. Movie award cards can only be attached to movies in this phase. Let's take a look at the cards. Here we have a basic writer, a hit writer, and a blockbuster writer. The top right of the card tells you what level they are. The top left tells you how much it costs to upgrade. So the writer, obviously you're not upgrading anything there. This means you have to use this card and 1 million. And this one is this card plus 5 million. The bottom left is the sell value. So this is how much money you get for selling. And the bottom right is the movie star points. There are also some nasty cards that can turn up, which remove all writers, directors, or cast members. Here we have the investment stack. At any point when a half investment is pulled out, you're going to be taking half of this pile. If a full investment comes out, you're taking the lot. At the end of the game, you're going to be adding up movie star points located in the bottom right corner, and the player with the highest value of completed movies wins. In the case of a tie, the player with the most cash in their bankroll is determined the winner. JW Studio Maker, become a movie mogul. So this is a really interesting game where you are trying to become a movie mogul. Now, what is a movie mogul, you ask? Well, a movie mogul is someone who essentially is making a ton of cash off of making some films. So you can either focus all your effort on making the best film possible, or you can make loads of smaller films, and hopefully you've got enough star power to win at the end of the day. Now, I played a couple of games which are movie themed. Some of them go into really great depth about what the movies contain, like is it a horror film, is it an action movie? This is a lot more kind of high level. It doesn't matter what type of movies you're making. But when I've sat at the table to play this with friends, we've all kind of come up with an idea of exactly what kind of movie we're making. I quite like thematic games where you're trying to like be brought into the game. And you know, when I play Movie Mogul, I tend to talk like this, eh? Like I've got a big cigar and like one of those kind of hats. I don't know what it's called. But yeah, like an counting hat or something. Anyway, this is a really fun game to play with a bunch of friends. The nice thing about this is it doesn't outstay its welcome either. It's 15 minutes to 30 minutes long. And that is just a great amount of time to be playing a game with some friends for. Because it doesn't take too long. Once you've got through that deck, that initial deck, then you are going to end the game and tally up those scores. And the first couple of times I played this game, it was very much we got through that deck really quick because we were just kind of learning the game and kind of figuring out strategies. But once we'd played that a few times, this was one of those games where you really had to weigh up the risk of drawing more cards out of the deck. Because as soon as you get 2 of those stop production cards, then that is the end of your turn, and you're not going to be able to pick up a card. It's just the end of your go. So it is a risky, like it's quite a risky kind of like part of the game where you're just on the edge of your seat thinking, oh my, should I go for another one? I've already had 1 stop production. I've got a writer here, but I've already got a writer. Do I draw another one out? Oh, great. It's a cast member. I don't have one of those, so I'll grab that. But should I grab it yet, or should I'm really looking for a hit writer. Should I do the next card? It's a stop production, so yeah, I don't get anything this turn. That's essentially what kind of happens. So yeah, I've been sitting at the table with some people playing this game, and they've just been so apprehensive about drawing another card in case it's another stop production card. And you can just see the fear in their eyes as they're kind of judging whether to go for it. And that makes this game really fun, that whole kind of risk and reward thing. Like, do you push it or do you just play it safe? It's also not the most complicated game. Anyone can pick this up. The learning curve is relatively low for this. So this is something you can play with your kids, and definitely something you can play with older family members or people who aren't into the kind of heavier themed and heavier kind of, I don't know, heavier games essentially. So stuff that I've got behind me, which is a little more like Nemesis, for instance, which is quite a medium to heavy game, or off camera so you can't see it, Fugium, which is the heaviest game I've ever played in both weight and mentality. So yes, would I recommend JW Studio Maker to somebody? I definitely would. This is a fun game that I can imagine so many scenarios you could sit down and play this game. This is one you could take to the pub with you and play with some friends. This is one you could play on Boxing Day and just be like, right, let's get this out. It's quite fun. This is one you could take to a board game cafe to like just kind of start your evening off, just a filler game to begin your evening. Or if you've got a bunch of other movie themed games, then you could do a bunch of these in a day and just have a good time making some films and, more importantly, some memories. It's also one that you could definitely play at lunch, at work, whenever it returns to normal, where you can actually sit down with work colleagues and play games at lunch. So yes, this is definitely a buy from me. I highly recommend taking a look at this game if you like movie themed games, and if you're also looking for a quick filler game to start off an evening, or just a good present for somebody for Christmas. So thank you so much for taking the time to watch this. I've been your host, the ever excitable Adam. If you want to know more about this game, then please follow the link below and you'll find some more information about that, or get in touch with us and I can put you in contact with the people you need to talk to about this game. So please leave comments below. We love talking to you guys. And follow us on our various different social medias, Instagram, Facebook, and of course, YouTube. I've been the ever excitable Adam, and until next time, guys, stay safe and keep rolling.